Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a really cute pumpkin for kind of a Halloween fall vibe. So I'm going to use the round brush number 8 for the first layers, and then I'll probably go into like a somewhat smaller number 4 round brush for layering. So that's all you need. You also need to pre-paint your canvas black and let it dry 100% before we get going. Now I'm going to make the pumpkin kind of a pink color because I just want to do that, but you can make it more of an orange color by adding yellow into your red and white mixture, but I'm just using red and white. Again, if you want your pumpkin to look orange, just add yellow and then you'll get more of an orange vibe. And then what I'm going to do is put it slightly off to the left over here. So let's make a couple spacings. I'm going to go ahead and find the center. So top and bottom, right and left, and then make a little dot. I want the pumpkin to kind of pull from the left to this space, and we want to come over to where we have about 1/3 of the canvas empty on the right. So I'm just going to make another little mark right there so that we have that space. And then you can kind of go about 1/3 of the way over from here, make another little mark. And this is where I want my pumpkin to have a little spout coming out, like maybe somewhere in this area. So what I'm going to do is make an arced line coming up to these dots, bend it down just a little bit, and then arc it back up again. Or you can always kind of adjust it and then pull it down almost all the way to the bottom. Maybe just leave a little bit of space. We'll see how that's coming, and then it's going to go off the canvas on the left. So you're making this just circular apple shape, sort of. And we'll add some texture lines and stuff to make it look more like a pumpkin. But for now, you just want to get that rounded shape. And then you're good. And don't worry, remember, if we're painting on a black canvas, you can always add black to carve over the parts you don't like or you want to change. So it's okay. And then let's make our little lines. Now for a pumpkin, what I want to do is pull from, this is going to be my center top part of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to pull lines down coming from that top center to the bottom center. And do it on either side. And just imagine like parentheses. I'm just going to do that a few times. So now we have a little bit more of a general shape idea there. And then what we can do is add more white and color in between those lines, moving more in a vertical fashion. So notice how it got later. It's just our first layer. So we just want a rough illustration. But I really want this to be kind of a pastel vibe. It's just what I'm in the mood to do today. You could make different colors here. And then you can always go back in and add more red. If you lost your little lines at all and you need them back, just come back in and add more red to get those lines back in there. And we're going to add even more darker colors and stuff, but this is just a way to get a base coat that's pretty bright, so it's going to stand out against that black canvas. You get the general idea of the shape. So it should be, those lines should look darker and then it should look lighter in between. And if you go too much with the dark, just come back with the more white again. So it's very easy to go back and forth. Remember, this is going to be not working out very well if your paint, the black paint background is not 100% dry. And if you're doing this and you want it to go quicker, just blow dry your canvas after you paint it black. Shouldn't be pulling the black paint forward. And if that's happening, either wait for this to dry before you layer more, or, you know, maybe you didn't let your black paint dry long enough. So again, just let it dry all the way. So now that we have that, I want to add the stem, and we're going to do that with a soft green. So I'm cleaning the brush all the way. Still using that bigger round brush. But you can use any size. I'm going to do blue and white, touch of yellow. So I want to do like almost a light teal blue or teal green. So it's like blue, heavy on the blue, a little bit of yellow, and then a lot of white to keep it that pastel vibe for now. We'll layer though, so we're going to get different shades. And then I'm going to pull a little thingy out of the top. It's just going to kind of go like, just let it be kind of wiggly. It looks like a little hook. So I'm going to pull something like that out the top. And then you can also have some little twirls. And maybe I'll add more with a smaller brush later though. So now you have the basic. Okay, there's the pumpkin, there's the stem. And then we can switch to a smaller brush to get some different details. Now I want there to be some darker colors in my pumpkin, so I'm going to use purple to do that, which is just going to be your red and blue. Heavy on the red though, because that blue is going to take over the color pretty quick, but it should look pretty dark. And then what I'm going to do is use this to go around the edges of the pumpkin. And you're going to see a difference between the purple and the black, but it's going to almost carve into it a little bit, which is what we want. Gotta have the shadow. And notice I'm just going around the edge, just like an outline. Just like an outline. And then at the bottom, what I want to do is go into those grooves that I painted. So see how I can take the purple into those grooves? But maybe not like a solid line. It's really more subtle, so I'm just not doing, that's why I switched to the smaller brush. And then at the bottom, you can really carve into the pumpkin to create more of a shape at the bottom of those things. So they should be a little bit rounded off. So each little section looks like a little slice, like the slice of an orange or something. And then that looks pretty good. It's given it a little bit more definition. And then what we can do is add a little more red and add a little bit of white to create a softer shade of purple. Notice how now you can see, oh, it's like purple. Then I can come in with that, come in a little further on the shape to create a little bit more shadows, but less intense. And I want those shadows under the stem too. So if I go to the stem and then just lightly pull and brush down from that space into the shape of the pumpkin to create a little bit of shadow under the stem. And then again, you can add even more white and more red to soften that shade of purple and make it lighter and lighter. So that's what I want to do. For just a minute, I'm softening it and I'm really getting it around the edges. The more shades, the merrier, because that's what it's all about with painting, is getting a lot of different shades. And usually whenever you have a shadow, you gradually get the shadow sort of dissipates from where it's at its darkest point. You can always go back and add more dark though. So if I want it really dark right next to the stem, and then it dissipates as it comes into the center of the shape a little bit more. So it's so easy. I'm going to clean the brush though, because now I want to go even lighter. And I'm using pretty much just pure red with a tiny, tiny bit of white. So it's like a very hot pink, very bright. And then I'm going to come in with that around the edges of the purple. just little brush strokes that follow the movement of those groove lines that we painted, like a parentheses. So it's very much that same motion, but I'm just not making solid lines. I'm adding just that color in there. And then you can go into more white gradually and soften that maybe. So it's just a gradual building of the darker to lighter colors. And the lighter colors are going to fall right at the center of those shapes. So if you have the shape that we made, you want the lightest colors to be the furthest away from the edges, those dark purple lines. So you want it to be gradually getting lighter as you get to the center because it's closer to you. It's what makes it look like it's a groove in the pumpkin. So it's going to be getting hit by more light. So let's get more white in there. We can get hit the center part with a like dash of brightness. Still like a light pink, but relatively looks pretty bright. Good. So we can always come back and add more to it, but for now I want to work on the green part. So we have that base coat in, and now I'm going to make that darker shade. So I'm cleaning that smaller round brush, and I'm going to use blue with a tiny, tiny bit of yellow. So it's like a very dark green. And this is going to go at the base of the stem, so I can pull in a little bit of that color there. And then I'm going to choose, like I want the left side to be darker, so I'm going to put my shadow on that side. I'm just painting the left side of the stem with this darker shade of green. And then for my little twirls, I can just come to the underside of those twirls. I usually typically like to imagine that the light is coming from above. And we can even put a little moon in here. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. Maybe we'll see what happens. And then you can add a little bit more yellow to the mix. And then you can kind of pull that brighter green right above the darker green. So see how now we have a building of the shades, just like we did in the pink part of the pumpkin. And it doesn't have to be every single inch of these brush strokes here where you have to add that. It just matters that it's in there and you spread it somewhat evenly, and then that's helpful. And then you can begin to add that bunch of white back in so that it gets really light. And then that kind of pulls in again. And the more layers I do on this, the more bright it's going to get, because when you're working on a black canvas, I'm going to clean the brush because my sharpness of my brush, and then I'm rolling the tip. That way my tip stays a little bit better. Sometimes if you have too much paint and you've been mixing too much, it's hard to get a nice point on your brush. You gotta. So now I'm going in and adding this. This is what makes the painting come to life. It's like it's just those highlights and the shadows building off of that base coat. And it's hard to get there sometimes because it looks so ugly at a certain point that it makes you kind of want to give up and kind of go, oh, I ruined it. But it's good. I can take some of that color, that green color, and add it as a highlight on the pumpkin too. So see how that can kind of, what it does is it just ties that green color down into the space a little bit, like rather than having it just exist here and the pink is separated. I could also do vice versa. I can use pink as a highlight color on the stem, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to take some pink and I'm going to pull it in lightly over the green as a very subtle highlight. And it's fun to play with this in any kind of abstract painting. letting those colors dance together a little bit so that they don't feel so separated in the piece of art. It's really playful and fun to do. Now, once you have all that in there, you can begin to add like fun little finishing touches. Now, what I like to do a lot is I will come in with like some bright white, just with the small brush, make sure it's clean. And then you can go in and add some pure white highlights. So see, I can just go in and really hit that space with a little more oomph. And on the green too. And then you can also do some dotting, which is fun. So you just go in and add some dots. That adds like a little bit of funness to it. Try to get a few different sizes for your dots. You don't want them all to be the same size. So notice I can go in really light and make a really small dot. And then I can have some bigger dots. Good to have variety. And then you always want to double check and make sure you have really good contrast. So that means you can even come in and just take some black and add that into the grooves of the pumpkin or into the shadow area. So sometimes that black is going to come in really handy on the black canvas paintings to add some more intensity to your high or your shadow colors. So see, I can go in here and you can completely carve away anything that you don't like too. So if you got anything got kind of weird with your twirlies or you don't like them or you don't like some of your dots, you can just erase it and you're good. And then anything you want to soften or adjust, like I feel like some of my white highlights, I don't like how bright they are. So I'm going to go back into like more of a light pink in some parts of it just to soften it. It'll still be there, but I'm just toning it down. And that is it. I'm going to keep it really simple today because I want you to feel like you can have the time to sit down and make a painting. And it doesn't have to take forever to make something really simple. So you could always get some practice in. The number one thing I hear people say is that they don't have time to paint. It's like you don't have time to exercise or have time to do all these really good things for us. But I really feel like it's a good thing to do for your mind and your just everything. So if you can make the time, any amount of time is going to be better than no amount of time. So even if it's just 15 minutes, I really encourage you to sit down, make a little pumpkin decoration and have fun and relax and don't have that excuse that you don't have 15 minutes to paint. And that's it. So you have your cute little pink pumpkin and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.